Welcome back to Mufc Realist TV, and it's Wednesday. We played the game, we saw the game, the kids delivered, and we are here calling it No Bullshit United. But before, I have my honorable guests, Daly, and I have Andy Tate. I have Jarvis Cocker all the way from USA, waiting in the Greenwood, did I say Greenwood? Green room. Before I continue, I just want to crack a little bit joke that I found today. It's about Liverpool. It read like this: since it's a silly season, breaking news. A father and son was eating breakfast. The father newspaper, he shouted out, read the headlines to the son. Van Gogh for sale for £8 million. The son asked, is it worth it, Dad? The father looked surprisingly on the son and said, well, I guess suppose so, son. Why are you asking? Well, Dad, we paid more than that for Darwin Núñez and his crap. That's it, people. Welcome back to Mufc Realist TV. Let's go. Are you guys ready for a rumble?
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world
on Mufc Realist TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
And gentlemen, would you buy a Van Gogh for £8 million, or is it too expensive? Like the father explained to his son, that the son answered, Dad, is it worth it? We bought Darwin Núñez for more than that, and he's crap. You got the joke, right?
I thought the joke was about Harry Maguire, but Darwin Núñez.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, but he could have flipped it. I don't know. We like to bend the scousers. How you doing, Jarvis, all the way from the USA? Look, you look like pink as a snapper in your face, like a
the sun. You know, when I don't wear sunscreen, that's my problem. I forget. So
was it breaking news from the sun, or?
Yeah, no breaking news. The pool is I think it's 87, so it's hot as but it's good.
Okay, Andy, are you there? You frozen, or?
I'm okay. I'm fine here, mate. I'm all good.
How's your Wednesday, mate?
Been okay, but went to see the game. Had to do a few errands. Kept my cars in the garage, getting fixed. Running around like a blue ass fly. But yeah, I got in about 4:15. Watched the game at the paddock, and it was fun. Enjoyed it. It's nice to have football back.
Oh yeah, it's nice football. I was watching the game. Obviously, you was watching the game. Jarvis didn't watch the game, I guess, because you're in the US. Welcome back, Jay. How are you doing? Did you do any lats back? What did you do? Biceps today? Chest?
I'd say it was actually a rest day, but I didn't see the game. And to be quite frank, I wouldn't watch it anyway. I think a lot of fans get gassed pre-season when they see younger U-team players or players on loan that play a half decent 45 minutes and get gassed very easy. And all of a sudden, you've got players that, you know, most fans haven't heard of get very excited very, very fast. So I don't read anything into preseason games.
Yeah, no, but it was good. It was good. You know what? Let's just go to the VAR room as well. And instantly we have a super chat from Peter. Elianteno, dirty Leeds are heading for the League One. Glory, glory, Manchester United. But Leeds were playing with the kids. They sold off a lot of players, didn't they? They have like had a mass exodus of players leaving who wants to play in League One. To be honest, Dan James was there doing Mick stuff. You still had Patrick Bamford was still there, and you had Daniel Farke as a new manager as well. You know, Farke looks like, you know, if you remember those round rings around the table, like the older knights table, like he looks like this guy with a Excalibur sword, like, you know, you shall not pass. Well, it's not much going on in the news today, gents. It's been dry, very dry. Other than that, it was just great to see football being back today. The Norwegian crowd was up for it. I thought the first half, what I saw, was a brilliant display. I really loved Kobbie Mainoo, to be honest. The boy has talent, 18 years of age, bossing that midfield. Other than that, who else did you think was good? I think Alvaro Fernandez, the left back, wicked. Who? Andy, you there, man?
I think Ahmed did well today, and Hannibal really had good games. Hannibal, Ahmed. I think even Sancho played okay today. He said you can't read too much into it, but it's nice to see these youngsters actually playing, getting a chance. And I want to see Ahmed do a bit more now.
Ahmed was good.
His chance. He had a great season at Sunderland. Took him to the playoffs. He scored 13 goals. The chance he had, he took a swing at it. Was it, like I say, sort of a carbon copy goal he scored from that position against Preston on the last day of the season for Sunderland. And Mason Mount as well. Really good.
He looked like he slotted in perfectly fine, like he played so many games for us before, to be honest. Like, you know.
Yeah, and that little bit of skill where he missed, just clipped the top. Oh man, you would have been seeing replays of that tonight. Even we've all been drooling tonight on that. But the youngsters tonight, really good. Wan-Bissaka ring rush there. Tommy doing a bit of an Unana.
Martinez.
Running it, losing it. So
Leach was back. It was good to see Leach. I really thought Amad Diallo looked so impressive, to be honest, right? But guys, before we continue the traditional video, big up to all of you. Please smash a like. Don't forget, Lucky Singh is in the house. Stephanie Griffith, hello everyone. And Angie's in the house, one of our moderators as well. I don't want to miss anyone. Edward Reid is in the house. Simon Heron, of course. Mo Hamza from Qatar, the same unusual suspect. Yeah. Or Jarvis, you're here, right? We're live, you're saying there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm live. Sorry, it was a lot of background noise where I'm sitting, so I just had to take care of it. Now,
and a special thank you and welcome to Solo, to Errol from the Man United Agenda. Big up, gentlemen. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Errol. It was nice talking to you the other day. I know you're busy. Congratulations to your, you know what I'm talking about.
I know as well. Congratulations.
You know as well. Fatty Donut is in the house as well. Skinny Fatty Donut. If you're on, you know, Jay, basically, if you're on a diet, if you're on a cut, right? Is there anything called the skinny donut, or is it just pure fatty donut?
I think if you have a donut, you gotta go full fatty, or what's the point?
Exactly. So big up, Fatty Donut. Welcome to you, Neil Driscoll. And what would we be without our Jay? Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Great to see the kids today. 100%. John Johnson also in the house saying good evening. Came on, Mick saying Nunes is crap, lol. Oh my god. Yeah, Darwin 2 feet Nunes. Big up. RJ's in the house as well. Big up RJ. And Milos Mitic is in the house as well. 𝒂𝒊𝒔 Milos, Jimmy Wayne, and yeah, let's kick off the show, mate. Guys, preload the content, and oh yeah, somebody that I haven't seen intro, DW Digital. I thought Maynard was excellent. Also, Emran was excellent. The right winger, French. I forgot we had him, to be honest. But we're going to talk about the kids as well, because there was some reports saying that we are buying. Yes.
Did you forget mention the Fatty? He gave away 5 memberships.
I did not.
He gifted.
Did he?
So
Thank you, Fatty, for giving away. Fatty Donut gave away 5 memberships. I need to get a gong or something like that. You know, Lisa Jensen in the house as well. But we're going to talk about the kids, because there were some reports today, what I read today, and I'm furious. Like, apparently we have this wonder kid, you know, the most rated 16-year-old that are fighting at. I saw like Fabrizio Romano was saying something about that, and we're buying Darren Fletcher's 2 twin kids, and in return they want one of the most prized teenager in football. I can't remember what it was named. Do you remember that, Jarvis?
Sorry, say it again. Too much background noise.
Okay. No, apparently Fabrizio Romano said something about the battle about the kids. Apparently we are recruiting from Manchester City the Fletcher kids, the twin kids.
Yeah.
And in return, they want our prize, the most talented 16-year-old. I can't remember what was his name. Everyone wants him, and looks like we're going to sell him.
Yeah, it looks like he wanted a big contract, and United refused to meet his demands. So Man City more than happy to pay what he wants and try and take him to Manchester City.
I can't remember what was his name. Edward something. Ed something. I can't remember. I don't know.
Guys, has this deal been done and signed?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Not done yet.
Not yet.
Just get my facts straight. We have Darren Fletcher, who was, I would call him a journeyman pro. Did his job, assistant, 6 out of 10, not a star, but I think every team needs a water carrier. And we're signing his sons based on pure and utter the fact that he is working the club as director of whatever he's directing. I can't tell. His title keeps changing. And we're losing potentially a kid with massive potential and talent.
Harrison Potter.
As ever, it just shows that what we've all been saying for years, that we're not run as a football club.
Yeah.
It's not.
Mates rates.
It's literally
That's what it is.
Favourites FC, Mates Rates FC, and I think in recent years it's been Muppets FC. If that deal is done, and in 5 years' time that kid is knocking it up in the Premiership, we're going to beg on our face.
Yeah, I'm going to do this. All right, I call it a spade a spade.
What? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
So, it's bullshit, basically, what it is. Bullshit. I mean, Harrison Parker is... I heard about his name, and apparently he is one of the most prized talent around the 16-year age. Everyone wants him. And what the fuck, sorry, YouTube algorithm, would we just get the Fletcher twins for this talent? You know, further down the line, like say 4 years down the line, we're going to regret if this boy kicks off with City, we're going to regret ourselves, basically. I'm just saying that's bullshit.
You just think like Ronaldo's son, just because your father was a pro or world class at a sport does not mean the son is going to follow suit. Like, just giving an example, Eddie Merckx, the most successful pro bike rider of all time. His son, same genetics, same everything. He was a journeyman. He only got on teams because his father is Eddie Merckx. So these two lads, with respect to them, they're coming to United just because their dad is Darren Fletcher. That's bullshit, you know.
Question from John Johnson. Jay, have you watched his sons play or spoken with anyone with a report on them?
I don't want to watch. Hey, John Johnson, with respect, I don't want to watch them. I've seen Darren play. That's enough for me.
Exactly. None of these two twins, no disrespect to them, they're not going to make it into the first team. So I don't know. It's a family convenience for them to sign him. I've got nothing against Darren Fletcher. Absolutely great player for United. Useful, committed, dogged, determined. But signing these two sons is just family beneficial. And I don't see him making the first team at Manchester United. I see him a couple of years here. Then, like say, Ten Hag will have the final say. A couple of years time, and I go like, why have you brought these in? You know what I mean? He said, I'm shipping these out. You brought your lads in, they're getting shipped out. So I would say 2-3 years down the line, like you say, they'll be out on their ass.
Yeah, it's what
cast your mind back. It reminds me of when Ferguson's lad just was allowed play enough games to get a Premiership medal. Remember that?
Yeah, I
Darren.
think we
Yeah,
can wait
so
Fergie.
just
We can
so
wait Fergie on
yeah.
that, but yeah.
Yeah. But you know, it's not the first time that players from Manchester City's academy and Man United's academy swaps. I think isn't it more common than we actually know? Because Charlie McNeely scored over 600 goals for City in academy level until 16 years of age, and we got him. So, Andy, are they changing or is it like a big sin?
Oh, you say in the old days, not many players made the cross, the City crossing, did they? Not go from team to team. Like you say, in my day, there was only one or two, like John Gibman, Peter Barnes in the 80s, who went from City to United. And you got like even then in the opposite, Terry Cook in the 90s, and went to City from Newcastle and that. He was at United, but like say Tevez, that's the only one recently. But nothing ever. You say it's very rare. But now with the City Academy, the United Academy, like say they go over the City a couple of years, come to United, and vice versa. So there's a lot of movement these days with 15, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds coming over, getting into first teams. Like say, you're there for a couple of years, then you move out. Like say, are you going to break into the Man City first team? You don't know. Like you say, if they're just going to buy up the cream of Europe, but they're not going to play him, what's the point of being in the academy?
That's true.
Right. Mr. Darko saying McNeil scored 600 goals and left City to United. So come on, guys, you win some, you lose some. 100%. Apparently, somebody was also saying that the Fletcher twins is playing for the England youth. But still, like, you know, Fletcher Parker is what he says. He is the generational talent, right? I don't care, like, you know, if there are Simon's twins, 2 players against Fletcher Parker, according to what I read and what I understood from his reports. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, 4 years down the line, he's breaking into City's A team. Depending on Pep Guardiola is still there if you want to use him, or if it's going to be another Jadon Sancho and loan him out to Dortmund or something. But I don't want to be in that situation where we said he could have been ours. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can't keep them all, can you?
Yeah. I see Stephanie Griffith says that City gifted us gigs. Is that true,
Did they?
Andy?
Andy, did they? And his hairy chest.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Right. Just want to sort of bring up, because before we continue, guys, for your awareness, 14th of this month, meaning on Friday, we have a 1-year birthday party. And this is the 1-year birth of this channel. And we are 80 souls or subscribers away to achieve a milestone. Incredible journey to hit 15,000 subscribers. So if you're watching, you haven't subscribed yet, if you know people that are interested in Manchester United content and a little bit unusual content, please tell them. And let this be a birthday present for this channel. So many people has been on air, grafted. And if you can gift us this present, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much. That's all I wanted to say. Should we continue, Jarvis? The game today, all right? It was a game of 2 halves, Andy. It was me and you that watched it. But it was great to see so many kids giving the opportunities. Like, you know, according to your perspective, like, you know, from your pair of eyes, who stood out most and why?
I think Ahmed stood out today. Hannibal, Mainu as well. Really energetic players, seizing the chance, seizing the opportunity to play. They may not get into the first team this season, but they may give food for thought, and it's nice to have healthy problems. Some of this team for the last couple of years need competition. Some of these players playing on easy street, playing in a comfort zone. So some of these first team players need to kick up the arse, and I want to see it happen with players pushing. That includes, let's say, Palestra. I want to see Sancho getting pressured. I want to see, let's say, defenders, midfielders as well. We all need a successful team has competitiveness for every position, whether it be from the youngsters or transfers coming in, and that's what we need. And the momentum from last season has to continue. If you mix it with the experience, mix it with the youth, that is a good combo for going forward and for the future. Marcus Rashford was found on a fluke because somebody was injured against Midtjylland, and Rashford was thrown in. Martial was injured in the warm-up, and Marcus Rashford was thrown on, and a star was born within. Yeah. And now, 3 days later, he tore Arsenal apart. So it can happen. It really can happen for any of these youngsters if they take the chance. And it's a nice headache for Ten Hag to have.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I want us to go back to the old saying, you know, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I call them the class of 23 because we have so much talent right now on display. So this is kind of be a candy shop for the tour, kicking off over to US as well. So I want to see, like, you know, okay, we go in and buy some senior players, but also being backed up by some, you know, youth players as well. Like Kobbie Mainoo, for instance, he's an understudy to 100% to Casemiro. Maybe give him a couple of games here and there, like, you know, to break into the team. Amad Diallo, I want him to stay. I mean, he clearly showed what he's all about. There was another Hansen came in the second half. He looks really, really good. Not even to mention, what's his name? Oh, Alvarez, the left back. First half, immense. Tall specimen, very fast, good in the air. And who else did I like to that I forgot? What's going on then with Hannibal? He's apparently been promised to go for loan, but if he does well in this pre-tour, do you reckon they will recall it, or what's the situation there, guys?
Yeah, I can go first when it comes to Hannibal. You know, I like him. He had a couple of games on the Ragnick. I like his attitude. He's tough in the duels. He's not afraid. He got courage. So I think he have the right mix of mentality to play for Man United. When it comes to abilities, I haven't seen enough. He played a good World Cup qualifier for Tunisia, I think, and the Asian Games, I think he did well. So, or the Asian or Africa, I don't know. Sorry, but yeah, I think he could be a potential if we don't get a second midfielder. I like him as a player.
100%. No, he was really good, and not even to mention the other kid. What's his name? Oh, he played last season as well.
We need to learn all these new kids.
Oh no! But
it's embarrassing not knowing the second half. The only one I recognised was Brandon Williams, and I'm like, my dad would know all them from watching him in the academy. You know what I mean, on the telly. So it's just like, I'm so embarrassed. We need to know him.
No, I'm talking about Jesus Christ. Oh, Charlie
Kobbie Mainoo.
Kobbie Mainoo was we spoke of Mainoo. I mean, another one that bagged the goal was what's his name? Oh God, I'm
Charlie
so
Savage.
Charlie Savage, yeah, he was great in the midfield. Saw him in Thailand last season as well. Like brilliant. He's got talent, you know. He's got talent definitely. But unfortunately, not everyone can sort of break into the team. But it goes into our tradition since 1937, like, you know, to bring in the youth through the Manchester United, you know, youth academy and stuff like that. So, I mean, brilliant. The goals
there. I was thinking there, if we did get Jesus Christ, he's probably the only entity that could get a tune on Martial and Jadon Sancho and Harry Maguire. So I'm all for bring him in.
Get him in there. The power of Christ compels you, Martial. You will be injured free. Definitely. It's worth a try. Put him in the United shirt. Definitely.
Yeah. JC number 20, get him in there.
Oh, yeah. JC7. Yeah.
Joe Hugel scored a really nice goal as well. A really good striker's goal as well. I mean, you guys didn't see it, but it was a nice build up a play. I think it was Amad Diallo that kind of assisted him. And no, it wasn't Amad Diallo. Who was assisting him? There was Hansen that assisted him, the Norwegian kid. He looked really good. He provided an assist. And then, yeah, Pretty much. We have a super chat for you, and it's John Johnson saying to you, Jay, with all respect, you're passing judgment on two players you've never seen play. It's negative soundbite with zero substance behind the opinion. Yeah, what can we say? Thank you for the donation, John. You know, we call it a spade, like. Back to you, Jay. Any comments on that?
John, thanks for €5. Move on.
True. Thanks. True. Listen, I'm going to call it bullshit, right? I want to call it, if we look at what's spinning in the ether, in the news, it's dry. I want to call it something like, you know, true or bullshit, right? I want to play this game with you guys and with the VR room, right? First of all, I did a video today and I discovered something from Arsenal's side, right? Arsenal have still not signed Declan Rice. They've been struggling, and we all know that they are not rich. Kroenke needs to sort of rob his wife. 105 million, it's a lot. Reports are coming out that they are willing to sell Thomas Partey and Jorginho to offload those two players to accommodate for one player or both. Now, there's true rumors that came out that Thomas Partey is now linked to Manchester United. Would you call it good or bullshit?
I'll go first. I think it's his agent playing the game. You get any player linked to United, all of a sudden, he's in the news feed, and he just cycles comments on social media and gets clubs talking. We looked at Partey a couple of years back, but the deal obviously wasn't done. So I'm calling bullshit in that.
Okay. Jarvis, true or bullshit? Oh, bullshit.
I don't think Partey will come to us, to be fair. You know, Thomas Partey, he plays for Arsenal. I don't think... I believe Arsenal will keep him. But Jorginho, yeah, probably sell him off because
but they just got Jorginho last season, didn't they?
Yeah, but, you know, he has a big name in Italy. He will easily... the clubs in Italy will have him. It's Napoli, Juventus, Milan, Inter. Some of them will put up the money for him. So I think he will be easier to sell. And I don't think Arsenal will sell to a rival club because they will compete with us.
They've done it before.
They've done it before.
They've done it before.
Yeah, Alexis Sanchez. So we want to avoid that. Oh, we're signing history.
Andy Tate, truth or bullshit?
Yeah, I can smell BS. I can smell it from the Emirates right now. So I'm going to go no on either of them. But if they sell Jorginho, they will be getting rid of a Champions League winner. The only one in their team. That's it. Arsenal will never have a Champions League winning player. So they're getting rid of one. So, yeah, I'm calling rubbish on any of them.
I don't know. I would like to call it bullshit. At the end of the day, it's Arsenal we're talking about. Nothing makes sense when it comes to Arsenal signings. You know, either they go window.
Arsenal fans get gassed.
They get
It was
gassed.
Mbappe last week.
Yeah.
It was Mbappe. So, I mean, you know, dream on. Even we won't get him. He's Real Madrid.
But if we do get a Partey, like, you know, I'd like to see the Arsenal fan base meltdown, right? Because why would you then get rid of it? First and foremost, why would you get rid of one of your best midfielders, right? In order to accommodate for a Declan Rice. But I'm overruled here with 3 votes. But let me know if people in the VR room what you think. But we have to call it out then.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Just a question, lads. On Arsenal fans getting gassed. In the UK, Andy, do you have Smarties that sweets for kids?
Yeah, we do. We have Smarties. Yeah, we still sell them. Yeah.
But you remember when we were growing up as kids, they were so full of E numbers and sugar that you couldn't give them to a small child because the small child would be literally bouncing off the walls with the insulin high and all the sugar. I think that's what Arsenal fans are. Like they're linked to anybody. They get all hyped and they're getting so emotionally charged. They go top of the table for 5 minutes during the season, and we're going to win the league. And now they think they're getting Declan Rice. They're going to be contender of the Champions League.
I know, it's all the Smarties, yeah.
It's all that primary drink.
Yeah, it's all that primary drink at the Emirates, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that drink, because like KSI's a Prime fan, Arsenal fan. they drink that prime by the truckload there, and they just get so juiced up on sugar and it gassed to like.
So the Arsenal fans are on a diet of prime and Smarties, and I take it.
Prime Smarties, yeah.
Right.
Smartie Primes.
Wicked. Better call Zane Miassi. He will know. Everyone knows that Zane Miassi is the one that robs his mom's credit card and super chats everywhere.
Yeah.
Zane, we will like you to come.
Welcome on this channel whenever he wants.
Wherever he wants.
Drops dimes.
Yeah.
He drops the microphone.
He's got about 5 credit cards in his mum's name, I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, we would like a little bit of a Zane Miassi in the house. We welcome that. Guys, okay, fine. We call that a bullshit, but we will see, right? Another story that came out today. Again, coming out from Benfica, that Manchester United are interested in linking to Giancarlo Costa.
The goalkeeper.
No, the striker.
Giancarlo Ramos.
Oh, sorry, Giancarlo Ramos. Sorry,
Yeah.
It's too late for me.
Yeah, as a striker, he would be perfect, but I don't think we have enough money to buy him at the moment. It depends if we are putting in that amount of money. I think we will go for Kane, to be honest, in my opinion.
All right. Andy?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say that. We haven't got the money, but if something happens in the next week or so, next few weeks, go Vegas. Go Vegas. Harry Kane. Bang. 80 million, 90 million. You know what? You want a tie? You want a tie? There's your tie. There's your Millennium Falcon you wanted since you were 12 years old. You've got it. Use it. Use it. Play with it all you want, but let's go Vegas. But yeah, there might be one more. We need a striker, basically. We need 2. But let's say Highland, maybe, let's say we'll get that off over the line. United are not very good at doing 2 free transfers at a time. So they can only do 1 at a time. But you may get a stupid Vegas weekend with Man United.
We had a stupid Vegas weekend 2 weeks before the close of the transfer window last weekend. So
it was a mad 24 hours with Casemiro.
We only have 100 million to spend. We ended up spending 250. We got we did a mad spending spree. Santa came with like an Anthony Dos Santos. He came with Casemiro. Yeah. J Daly, what do you reckon? Truth or bullshit? Giancarlo Ramos.
I'm calling bullshit. Andy has gone with the mad Vegas weekend analogy. I'm going to go with only fools and horses. Rodney, next year we're millionaires until we're taking over.
Lovely jubbler.
Lovely jubbling my son. Lovely jubbling my son. At the moment, it's like we got Boise running the club. Okay, everything is like a wing and a prayer on the never until we're taken over by a rich multi-billionaire. We can dream of spending 100 million euros on a striker. Okay. So next year, Rodney, next year.
Yeah, let's say Jim Ratcliffe is Del by. He would blow it all, wouldn't he? He'll lose all the money.
No, he's Boise. He's Boise. He's Boise. He's Boise.
Boise. At least Boise had morals, you know. Morning. Where's the Prozac? You know what I mean?
The Prozac. Listen, I call it a spade. I call it bullshit. The reason why I call it a bullshit, nobody picked it up here. You know, we if you know that we are negotiating right now for Rasmus Højlund, you know that Atlanta wants big stupid money, right? For a talent that is a potential talent, right? So they're basically pricing it. They don't really want to sell him this season. They are banking to sell him next season so they can get that big money, because they can clearly, obviously, you can see that Rasmus Højlund is a specimen, the DNA. His father is a football player. His mom was an Olympic sprinter. He's got it in his locker, man. This boy is sick, but you can't pay that money that they're asking for, right? So in a way, I think it is more of a bullshit that United is turning the PR spin to say, look, okay, you're not going to play with us. If you don't want to agree with us, we're going to get another striker. So they're leaking this out to the press again. Another thing is that on the receiving end with Benfica, you have what's his name? Rio Costa, the CEO, right? This guy is a tough customer. Like if he sets the price 100 million, right? He will never budge. You know, no matter how you come installments, no, it's 100 million. That's it. Why all of a sudden would he demand 65 million for Ramos? Doesn't really, I mean, Giancarlo Costa, it doesn't really make sense, to be honest. Doesn't make sense. So I call it a bullshit, to be honest. It is more of a United playing the game to say, look, you know, we're not going to overpay you for generational talent. We bought Amad Diallo for 35 from you. You know, we've done good faith business before, but of course, who sits there? we reported so many times before. The Pratt sold us Harry Maguire, Lee Congerton, of course. Yeah. So we're dealing with that. I call it a bullshit, guys. Should we all call it the bullshit? Going once, going twice, going 3 times.
A bullshit. A bullshit.
That's it. Bullshit. And we have a super chat from Alien Tenno from Peter. Big up, Peter. Big up, Alien Tenno. ADHD gooners are the best.
Zane.
Listen.
Hey, Mick, I have a question for Jay and Andy while they're here, because when we're talking about the number 9, the striker, we all know we have Martial in our ranks. He's on high wages. He's injury prone. No one will actually buy him in my estimations. I think we can at best give him away on a loan. But I have a sneaking suspicion that we will keep Martial next season. Yeah. So if we sign Højlund, keep Martial and Rashford as the third backup, is that enough for the number 9?
I don't think it's enough. We lost Cavani, lost Ronaldo, replaced neither of them, on the cusp of going on a preseason tour to the States with no striker. That's the club right now, Jarvis. Martial is on £250,000 a week. Jose, my man Jose, I love Jose. I know, Andy, you weren't a massive fan of him, but I love the guy. He wanted rid of Martial when he got to the club. But one of the Glazers insisted that he was going to stay no matter what. So the man's on £1 million a month, £1 million a month. He went to Sevilla, stunk the place out, got booed by Sevilla fans. He's injured more time than I've had protein shakes. His muscles have the structure and integrity of shredded wheat. So what top 6 club in any European league is going to buy an injury-prone player with a bad attitude? You wouldn't touch him. So I think we are stuck with him unless we get the billionaire owner coming in and buys away his contract. I think we're stuck with him, unfortunately. So Rasmus Højlund, Rashford, and Martial for me is not enough. We still need another striker. I like the look of 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒉, but we're not going to get near him until next season or the year after.
Yeah. Before we continue, I want to sort of from Dave Curran, I guess you're Irish as well. Guys, Victor Roch's agent claims to try to hijack Barcelona's deal with the bid near 100 million euros. If true, where did that money come from? Maybe it's just paper talk. I call it BS. I never heard about it before, Dave.
Yeah, definitely.
Just continue on that topic, what Jay finished off by saying, like, you know, Jarvis, what do you reckon? Like, you know, is that enough? I mean, you asked the question. I mean, we're throwing it back to you like a boomerang.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough. No, but you know, with our we have a tight budget this season, and we know we can't do many signings with the guys who's in charge now. We have never done more than, I would say, 4 signings in one summer window. And let's say we get Mount, Onana, Højlund, and a midfielder. Could we go for a 5th signing? I don't think so. So I think we're stuck with Martial, as Jay was saying. So, but Andy, what do you think?
I definitely think we're going to be so short with Martial now. He's injury prone. He's still injured from the cup final. He's like you say, we don't even know the update. He's still injured from practically 7-8 weeks ago. If he limped out, like you say, he was clutching his hamstring at the end of the Fulham game with Ten Hag making his speech before the cup final. And we've not seen him since. We've not heard a peep out of him. So he's just, and he's on obscene money. I don't feel sympathy for Martial, but if over the years he's been pushed to play, I can understand that. It's not fair on the lad, because United did the same with Marcus Rashford, and they, like you say, pushed him. He hurt his back, he hurt his knee, Rashford. So, but attitude, getting injured. I've seen this on the last day of the season. The players had a walk around and all their kids played on the pitch. Martial's son had more energy running about on that Old Trafford pitch, and he had too, playing with all the other kids. And that was the best I've seen a Martial play at Old Trafford all season. And that was so good. He should be so proud of his son. But I tell you what, you take an example, look at your son, mate, because he got more about him than Martial's attitude has. Telling you.
I'm telling you now, listen, I will have my say here, guys, and what I think and what I believe. It might be unpopular opinion. It might be different from what everyone else is saying. I think that, United is still heavily monitoring the situation with Harry Kane. It's always been the preferred striker, the #1 senior target. Who else are they going to get? Like Victor Osimhen is an unproven entity, one good season in Serie A. So if you're going to play in Premier League, who are you going to get? Harry Kane. The only thing is, the obstacle is the Pratt. We all know who we're talking about, Daniel Levy. We know that Bayern Munich put in another bid, 80 billion, sorry. He would accept it. Well, he would take that for 80 billion. It just comes down to, let them do the heavy lifting, right? We're just going to monitor the situation. I think if Harry Kane is not leaving this season, he will not sign a new contract. It will be stupid to sign a new contract. He will walk away for free, or we just revisit in January. Until then,
you can sign a prenup with anybody in January.
Yeah, a prenup. Yeah, a prenup before you get married. That's the thing. But I certainly believe in following theory, and this is just my thinking, because I was thinking about this last night, and say we will get Rasmus Højlund in. We still have some youngsters. Is it good enough? Yes, it is good enough, because with Onana, we're going to play a different game of football. Everyone's going to pitch up higher up the pitch. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden, they're going to start focusing, oh, shit, how are we going to deal with Onana, right? Because he's a threat. That guy is a passer of the ball better than anyone else. He's a sick player, right? So all of a sudden, you're going to push up to 30 yards up the pitch, right? So you're going to squeeze the players. He's going to find long balls on Rashford, long balls on Højlund. And we got lots of firepower. Now, despite what's happened to Mason Greenwood, I think that Mason Greenwood is still part of Erik ten Hag's plans, right? So all of a sudden you have two Mason Greenwood, and then you have a Højlund, and then maybe in January or come next year, you get that senior striker like Harry Kane or Mbappe, whatever. But Mbappe is not a pure #9. He's more like a Marcus Rashford type. And we don't need that kind of type, because we already have, Garnacho, we have Rashford on that wing, we have Ahmad on the right, we have, we have talent. That's the thing. We just need that #9. And I think that Højlund can do a good job. Definitely can do a job, right? So if you rotate, and we don't know how we're going to set up, but I saw the preseason game today. So we are playing like with false #9s. We're pressing high up the pitch. Adding on Onana to that mix is going to be a game changer. That's just my opinion, guys.
Yeah, definitely. It was nice to see the youngsters. It's like taking that energy from the first team. It's filtered down to some of them youngsters, and they're playing with desire. Breaking news: NHS refused Martial transfer.
I mean, I think that Martial will still stay. I mean, they will struggle to get rid of him, but it's a good card to have as a backup, right? To call up, like let this cheese stream hamstring heal. I mean, obviously we stole Arsenal's chief medical, right? So hopefully he can do some juju on Martial.
Oh yeah, heal. Praise the Lord, heal the power. We need Jesus Christ. Heal Martial's hamstring. Let's have a 25-goal season from Martial. Fire us to the Champions League again and win us a couple of cups. If we could do that, the new Arsenal chief medical officer, I'm very happy. Very happy.
So I'm staying with you there in the jumbotron, Andy. A serious question: truth or bullshit? Then you reckon Daniel Levy will cave at the end of the season and sell Harry Kane?
Yeah. Well, if he not at the end of the season, he's gonna lose him
Or
for
this
nothing.
transfer window?
This transfer window, I think something's gonna happen. I don't think Spurs start well at all. Really do not start well at all. Like you say, this new manager, has he got a vote of confidence from Daniel Levy? If you remember the Wolves lad, he was in there. He lasted about 12 games and he sacked him just like that. I don't see that. Like you say, there's a hell of a difference between the Scottish League with Celtic and the Premier League. He might bring one or two players in, but you say he would sell Harry Kane to get the players in to give the players he wants for his style of play. So
Postecoglou, that's his name. Postecoglou.
Play. He wants his own style. It's, Harry Kane could take you to the Champions League. Fair enough. But if you want to reevaluate your team, start anew, fresh, Harry Kane's only going to be here 1 year. What are you going to do? Wine and dine him and say, "Oh, you're be a legend, be a legend, be a legend." What's the part of being a legend if you haven't won a trophy? Look at Alan Shearer. Legend. One trophy. One Premier League title. Jesus Christ. He could have had so much if it came to Man United. And Harry Kane's in the same mould, mate. You know what I mean? In the same mould. Harry Kane has missed out on Champions League finals, league titles, and Carabao Cups, and he's got nothing to show for it. Even World Cups, he's missed out. So the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking.
Yeah, he likes to be in control. I think he likes to be in the limelight, Daniel Levy. This is his moment to shine, to play hardball. So I'm Mr. Bully Book, Billy Bollocks.
We did it with Berbatov, didn't we? We got Berbatov on deadline day, so it could be just that. Qatar come in with 2 days to go. Right, we're going Vegas. Bang, done. Got Harry Kane. Let's all let's all get gassed for the night, like Arsenal. We get gassed for one night and chance for a deadline day. And
so put some cream on that waffle. Do you reckon he will sell him then?
I do. I do. I think
Okay.
he'll come to United.
Truth.
If not this season, we'll get him in the summer. We'll get him on a prenup, and then we're entwined and we're married. So basically, I think we're going to get him. If not now, we're going to get him.
You're going to get him?
We're going to get him.
Bring him back to you, Jay. Basically, people in the chat say Spurs manager will be fired after 10 matches. They probably will call him Imposter Coglio.
Okay, I'll leave you on this, Mick. Conte, Poch, Jose.
That's it.
Neither of those three you get a tune out of Spurs or those players and work under Mr. Levy. Very cute and astute club owner. All about the bottom line, the profit. He's not going to do what we did with Paul Pogba and leave a player leave twice on a free. He's going to cash in his chips. It's like he's playing a waiting game. He wants a bidding war between United and Bayern, and the first club that blinks and pays the 100 mil or close to it, he'll sell.
He will. Darren Scott is saying, look at this comment from Gaza. You remember Gascoigne, right? He went to Spurs because they bought his mom and dad Heiser. And wasn't it also for his sister a sunbed as well? Yeah.
Fergie's spoken many times that he reckoned he could have got the best out of Gascoigne, and he could have been the manager that could have got Gascoigne to achieve his full potential. Back to Andy's comment about Kane not winning anything. Well, Andy, with all due respect, buddy, he's never going to win a World Cup because he can't bring them. So that's done. He's won nothing in his career. So if he wants to win right now, who would you go to? Do you go to United on a rebuild or Bayern that are going to perennially win the Bundesliga and be guaranteed semi-final of a Champions League year in, year out? But then Harry Kane, he is from what I've seen in interviews, he loves England, loves his country, I can't see him going to Germany. I
Hmm.
really can't.
You can't.
So,
But they have
the
personal
in-game-
terms agreed already. Otherwise, they wouldn't proceed.
yeah, but how many times have we had purse terms agreed and the player didn't sign?
Mhm. Say with Ellie and Tenno, like Peter is saying, Bayern will not pay 100 million for Kane.
Yeah.
No way. No
So
way.
I think this saga will run until August, and finally, so somebody commented that the Spurs manager will be sacked within 10 games. I would like to see the betting odds on a Spurs manager gone by Christmas.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Jarvis,
Okay.
what's your thoughts
So,
and
gentlemen,
feelings?
I'll leave you in that. Good night.
Good night, Jay. Thank you for coming
Big up,
on.
Jay.
Bye bye.
Yeah, when it comes to Spurs, they have a lot of good players. They recently signed James Maddison. He's good. They have good players. Last season, Kulusevski was injured a lot of the time. Son wasn't up for it. I think he was overplayed the season before, and now he got a little bit burned out, so he didn't really get going last season. So I think Spurs can do well, and they bought a lot of players who didn't like fire right away, like Ricardo and Pedro Porro, even Perisic. So they signed a lot of players. I think Spurs have a good team, but they don't have a good manager, or it's up to him to prove me wrong. But yeah, it's a big chance that he will be sacked before Christmas.
Yeah, I read somebody in the comments say that basically Kane will not leave Shawshank. If you know that movie, it's like
Yeah,
jailbreak.
if you remember the last season as well, the manager, what was he called? I forgot, the Chelsea lad at Tottenham. He called them out somewhat chronic after a 3-3 draw with Southampton, and he left. Then he went back to Italy. Forgot what he's called. I can't. Used to manage Chelsea. So he just left, and it's the players. The players got him sacked. So there's a little bit of a mutiny in there. So if it's not going right, them Tottenham players will turn on that manager again and get him booted out.
But the thing is, this Champions Leagues, they're not playing Champions League. They're not playing anything. In my mind, if I'm Harry Kane, there's no way I'm staying to play under a manager that played in the, came from Australia, managed in the Scottish Premiership League, and just got a job. What they're recruiting, peanuts. We don't even know. It's just a shambles. They have a 1 billion stadium that needs to be repayment in debt. So who is Daniel Levy kidding? I'm going what Rashid is saying. Brother Mick, Levy will sell Kane eventually, just not to us. Levy doesn't want to sell to any of the rival clubs in the Premier League, but he's got no choice. If somebody knocks on his door, gives him the money, at the end of the day, it's a game of poker. He needs money. The new manager wants signings. He wants reinforcements. You got to back the manager, and you got to sort of think about this as well, right? He's already in a tight scrutiny with the Spurs from last season, right? If he sells Kane this season, they're going to get even worse. The Spurs fan is even going to get worse on his back, right? So he's in his mind, Levy's probably thinking, well, if I can just hold on Kane for another 6 months to January, and maybe between that window, I can convince him to sign a new contract. This is the thing, I think, what's going on in his mind. But it comes down to, what cojones do you have, Harry Kane?
This is the same thing with the Glazers and the ownership. If we just hang on there, if we just ride this storm, we can stay. So it's the same sort of analogy with Daniel Levy and Harry Kane. If we can hang on, if we can show we care, we don't have to take anybody. There's nothing more to cream, but we can still hang on. So it's the same analogy. So, like I say, things are going to change for the better.
Yeah,
they will
things
change.
Will only get better. And the chat via Rome, guys, you're amazing. Smash the like. I don't know how many, but people are already coming up with name. I started this train by calling him Imposter Coglio. Now we have Toaster Coglio. He'll be toasted. Listen, 125 in this chat, less than 55 likes. Please subscribe. Bring it up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please help us. I don't know. I haven't checked the live ticker. We are, last time I checked, we are 80 people away from 15K subs. So if you can do us a favor as a gift, I would appreciate it. Look, Harry Kane, we park him in the back pocket. We definitely would welcome you to Manchester United, but it's down to you, mate. You're on holiday, you come back. Yes.
I just wonder, does anyone know what's his wages at the moment in Spurs? What's he on? 150, 200,
250. God knows, he's got to be one of the high earners there.
Yeah, because he's the kind of player. If he comes to United, he will probably be worth 300 to 350,000 a week, just because his longevity in the Premier League is proven and all of that. So if he has a little bit sense and wants more money at the end of his career, he should come to us, and he will probably get a big sign-on fee. But
200 cases, Boxer. Is that true?
He will make more money if he just waits until next season and get a big sign-on fee for himself.
People saying 200K. Derek Curran is saying, Box is saying 200K as well.
Like I say, if Tate come in, we buy him. They'll make the money back on the shirt sales alone. Believe me, you really will. You really will.
Okay. Chris Brees is saying, rumors is saying the Spurs might offer him 400K a week to stay. But if you take that money at the end of the day, you have no ambition. Spurs ain't going nowhere. Not in the next 3 years. Like, especially if you look at who's rebuilding, right? United is rebuilding. Arsenal is rebuilding. Who else? Newcastle.
Chelsea as well.
Chelsea, everyone. Right. If I were Harry Kane and I looked at it, what is the project here? You know, we've seen it before. Like, I've seen this movie before. You promised, you got rid of what's his name, Chelsea manager now,
Conte
called you out. What a shit club you are.
Pochettino's now the Chelsea manager.
Pochettino, yeah, Poch, stuff like that. So come on, man. I'm just calling a spade a spade. He will leave. I think he will leave at the summer. I don't care what British media is saying, because at the end of the day, I look at it from a player perspective. Not again. Not again. I'm just looking at
Chelsea. He could stay in London and go to Chelsea. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. But I think he will leave Spurs.
100%. It's inevitable. Listen, I have 2 more topics to cover before we close the shop.
Sorry, just to bother you a little bit, but you know, if he has 10 months left, for example, on his contract, and he gets 200 more for Levy, and that's about 800 a month. In 10 months, that's 8 million. So if we offer him 10 million sign-on fee, he will make money going to United next season instead of signing a new contract. You know, it's basic mathematics.
Yeah. I would say that Daniel Levy offering Kane lifetime supply of bacon sandwich. There was if Mickey Phelan then, if you remember, Mickey Phelan leaning on the brick wall and getting free bacon sandwiches.
One bacon butty a week is part of your contract.
BLT sandwich. BLT sandwich. Listen, I have 2 more topics before. Thank you, Jay, for coming out. He's got to get up early. So anyway, it's been fun. It's been fun. Now, 2 topics left. You choose the takeover or Harry Maguire.
I'll go with the takeover. It's been very quiet last few days. I want to know what you know.
Who?
Okay, Andy is the guest, so I'll give him my vote.
Okay, let's go with the takeover. Interesting enough, first things first, I covered this yesterday, it's all about balance the scorecard in terms of the wage bill. Now, getting rid of David De Gea saved the club another 75 million, if you didn't know. So that adds to the transfer budget, if you didn't know. Forget about the FFP when it comes to going to the transfer market. If you're buying a player for 70 mil, right? That doesn't mean that the 70 mil goes on this year's budget, right? It doesn't, because you split up that 70 mil into 4 installments payment, whatever you come to agreement with the club. So that's not enough, right? What FFP looks at is the overall balance scorecard sheet in terms of the wages, right? So getting rid of De Gea was one thing. Club saved 75. They already gave an increase to Rashi, right? They're going to hire another goalkeeper for 120K a week. Personal terms agreed. That's Onana. That means that you can still bring in a player and have 75 million, right? Another interesting fact as well is I dug into it as well, and it's all right. Even if we get the Qataris coming in now in this transfer window, that means that barring that we're clearing the debts and everything, the creditors, the FFP still only allows you to pump in an extra 50, 60 million pounds into the transfer market. So that's the situation this year. Right. So my theory is, per my understanding as well, maybe it's not a theory, is that I think that why it's so quiet? Well, that exclusivity period has passed away. There's always been one that Sheikh Yassim has agreed, everything. It's just down to the PR agency and the Glazers and everyone else to wait for the right moment. I did a little bit of a joke about it, like, makes sense in terms of, well, it creates a lot of clicks, creates a lot of tension. Media doesn't really know what to write anymore. They're even coming up with stories that they will turn away and buy Spurs, for instance. That's absolutely BS, right? I call that a BS, right? Why would you be in a race and just walk away? If Qatar wants it, Qatar will get it. That's the thing. Now, knowing that you want to back Ten Hag seems to be in full control. I mean, we've seen the signings early July. Mason Mount, we're getting Onana in, moving quickly to Højlund. That's the 3 signings that we'll do for now. And then you will work on the midfielder, you will work on the striker position, X, Y, Z. So it doesn't really make sense when you think about it to have an announcement in the middle of a transfer season, transfer window. Why? Why do you think so?
Yeah, inflation and prices. Clubs will demand a high fee. Oh, you're mega rich. I tell you what, you can have him, but for $120 million, as Dr. Evil would say. Yeah.
I think I cracked the Da Vinci Code about thinking like, okay, maybe they will announce it just after when the transfer window is closing, because all of a sudden, if you announce it in the middle of the transfer window, that means that everyone knows that you have cash. So that makes the job much, much harder for Murtaugh and co to get rid of the outs, right? And to buy players. All of a sudden, people know that you have new, fresh money coming in, your new owners, new structure. They're going to extort you. Everyone knows that we have a budget to work on, 250 plus. If you sell on more players, 100. So you might end up having 350. So that Qatari money is not needed this window. Just, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, but if Qatar come in, you free up debt and you've got an extra, is it pay the Adidas money, paying off Adidas? That's an extra. I've seen that it's an extra 50 million, which can be added to a player. You get 2 players with that, or you could have the, I mean, can United say we paid off Martial and Maguire, paid them off and they left?
I put my hand up.
Then rumors start. Are Qatar in? Can Qatar pay them off privately without being announced? Can we do that? I don't.
Listen,
you don't officially. Know. Unofficially, we can say, right, you're gone. We're paying you privately. There's a golden handshake there for Martial. Go, just go. And we won't be announced after you're gone. There's your handshake, Maguire. There's your handshake, Martial. Bang, Harry Kane, deadline day. Next day later, Qatar's announced. All the funds were ready 2 days before.
People will say, like, look, this is not a news outlet, Bilal. Like, it's my opinion, right? What you got to see that we are a fan channel that like to call a spade a spade. I know a lot of things, but nobody knows when the announcement will be. That is a total secrecy. Glazers as a family, they don't communicate. They made a pact to keep it very inside with the Glazers, right? They take decisions. But what I know is what I told you, that the arrangement has been agreed with the 9-2 Foundation, even when everyone, different reports, but that was 2 weeks ago to say that we are buying 69%. It is a multi-billion-dollar transaction. It takes time in terms of, listen, when you buy a car or a house, you got to check it properly so you don't buy the pig in the bag. That takes time. You got transactions to be taking place. You got a New York Stock Exchange or the Class A, Class Bs. Actually, the Class Bs are the Glazer shares. That's already been agreed on 69% on a premium price. The remaining is just, it's going to take time. Now, there might be very reasons why you're holding it back. And one of my theories, what I said, it's my opinion. It's not that I know, because nobody really knows all I am saying is that I'm quite relaxed about this. You know, if you're going to start thinking about the takeover every single second, every day, I got to sort of, I spend half a day, like, you know, replying to DMs. I cannot do this anymore. All I'm saying is just, que sera, what will be, like, it will happen sooner or later. But when it's going to happen, I don't have a Scooby-Doo like the rest. The only ones that knows is pretty much the PR media agency that's handling this, the Glazers, and the Rain Group, pretty much. And rest assured that Rain Group, they're not going to stick around forever. They want to close this so they get its commission. 100%. That's how it works. So they basically pushed everyone, the Glazer family and the advisors, they pushed them to accept this bid because that has hit the evaluation price, what they wanted. And it was always 6 billion. No matter what the press and media is saying, they went out for strategic investments. There's no such thing as the minority because that minority has already been taking place. They looked under the hood. They saw, you've been running this to the ground. There's no way I'm going to give you $5 billion. Like, and this credit crisis, what we're living in right now. So the can has been kicked all the way to the wall. The back's against the wall. The Buccaneers is in crisis as well. They need to sell. And
I think you're right, because I think even the Rain Group are getting pretty naffed off with this. So Jim's getting naffed off, Qatar's getting naffed off. The Glazers are doing what they do best. They are naffing off people to the point. And a Rain Group are just gonna say, you can't drag this on anymore. We want paying. We want our commission. We want a decision. So yeah.
I don't want to get into this speculation. It's like, what I know is what I know, but that's it. Like, I'm sharing because I'm caring. But when it comes down to the announcement, I don't have a clue. And all I'm against this spin clickbait stuff, like what you see. I'm not going to mention names and channels and stuff like that, but creating this narrative, negative stuff. And, you know, I don't particularly like what this clickbait media is also trying to do, like, you know, to spin this around to say, well, they're going to walk away, they're going to buy Spurs and any other Premier League club and stuff like that. It's
they're just trying to, they're grasping at straws. I've seen some of that comments yesterday about, it's just like, we are totally naffed off. We don't want to print anything. I don't want to listen to anything the press say in this country, because you don't trust any of them. I don't believe any of them, with respect.
But Andy, I do respect creative people. I do respect people in this industry living next door. Alice, I love Alice to pieces. I had Alice on the channel.
I'm a journalist.
No, I'm saying that. I'm saying that there is a channel that is the biggest channel on in this fan community that I'm getting really annoyed with the headlines, basically what they're trying to put, like, you know, transfer crisis. You've seen it. I'm not going to mention.
Oh yeah, we know it. I'm
gonna because I do have respect, but at the end of the day, like, you know, if anyone donates a money to have a super chat, the guy doesn't even display it. He's just prattling them off, like, you know, if you don't like it, you know, swivel on it and stuff like that.
You're playing, I just don't like fear. That. They're using fear to their advantage to create clickbait and drum up the likes. That's all it is. They say you may promote the right stories and you may promote like the glory, but you're just playing on. You're just as bad as the press. Just as bad as the press. You are every morning. Yeah, like people wake up in the morning with a spring in the step, switch on YouTube. You're like, for God's sake, I don't need to see that.
No, there was big up to Jay yesterday, who had Simon Stone on that. Did you watch that interview? By the way,
I watched. I was glued to the telly watching that with a cup of tea before.
It's good to see Simon Stone, like, you know, just in flesh like this, talking.
Yeah, that was
like
a general flesh. Yeah, that was a coup. That, like I say, I was like, what? I had to, like, I just got in from the football watching Droylsden, and I just like, I've got to watch this, and I watched it for a good hour, sat down listening to everything.
He spoke a lot of good sense regarding the transfer market and exactly singing the same hymn shit that I'm singing, but when it comes to the takeover, he didn't want to get involved with that. He was just like, I don't know, I'm speculating. Maybe he got them fired up and say maybe they will look for a Spurs or some other Premier League club. He didn't say definitely, right? And that caught on. But when he spoke about the transfer market and how agents and the staff is working, this was spot on. This is what I got my hats on. Now, when it comes to the summer window, it's absolutely true that manager has a persona profile that he wants to play for a certain position. He's got a team of analysts that sits there and scouts, that puts in the data and outspits like, oh, this matches your requirements, like an Erlen Haaland or Højlund, etc., XYZ. So that creates the shortlist in for each position. That is absolutely spot on. He's the first journalist that from an intermediate perspective, that I've heard speaking about this. So I said, hats off, big up, you know your shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but he also said something, what I also said, that if Harry Kane, I mean, he thinks that they will go for the younger striker and then in January or next year, get this senior striker in. He reckons we will get by with what we got.
That's true, but after Harry Kane, to get, who is there? Osman? Do you really want to take the chance? Can he do it? There's not many strikers out there.
Osman is good.
Harry Kane, you could get 5 years, the next 5 to 6 years with Harry Kane.
No, maybe the thing is, I don't rate Osman for one season at Napoli. Like, he's Serie A. I mean, the boy's got talent. It's Serie A, right? He's another. I don't know.
He's got to do it again. He's got to do it again with Napoli. Yeah. For them to do it again, Napoli must win the Scudetto or the Champions League. And then and say they were favourites to do both, and they fell short against AC Milan, didn't they?
It's 150 million.
He has to do it again in a Serie A and in the Champions League.
It's another Lukaku. It can be another Lukaku story.
He has to carry it on. Yeah, he could be.
Yeah. So the interlink, what Inter Milan is trying to do, of course, with Onana, is to get as much money they can. So they want to actually buy back Lukaku from Chelsea, right? He doesn't want to go back to Chelsea at all, right? So he's happy. He's a slower league. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
He was a flop in the Premier League. He didn't make it. Like, we bought him. He was all right.
I won't be surprised if United still owed money from it by Inter Milan. When we
he could have scored in the Champions League final, but he did a Lukaku.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, that was prime Lukaku. He's like, for God's sake.
Yeah. Alien Tenor saying Osman failed Napoli when they needed him. So it's what I call, like, you know.
It's a little harsh on the Osman. To be fair, he was injured and he didn't train for weeks, and they just chalked him on the field and hoped for the best in the semi-final or the quarterfinal for Napoli.
Finals, he fell like that. Yeah. That's what cost them. You lose your star man, you're going to struggle, and AC Milan exploited it. So they were saving most of their squad in the Serie A. I remember, was it AC Milan beating 4-0 at Napoli, and the rested half the team. They rested half the team for the Champions League tie.
Okay. No, fantastic. We cover that. I'm grateful for this BS discussions and all that stuff. I'm still calling the British media BS at the end of the day. What I'm saying is the silent before the perfect storm, right? There's plenty of reasons why the delay is, and I mentioned a couple of reasons what I believe is the reason. It's more of a tactical reason. Why would you go out and say you have money in the transfer window when you're playing? United is kind of playing right now to not be overpaying things, if you noticed, right? So they're going into the strategy to get good deals, save some money, and if you save some money, you might afford to get a Harry Kane at the end of the window. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense for me, it does not make sense to announce a new ownership in the middle of a transfer window, right? It would make sense before the transfer window, but it's been dragged on. It could be, for me, they are already acting like they've been sold. Like, they're moving very fast in the window. Ten Hag has full control of who, selling off Harry Maguire is also one thing, right? So we're going to talk about Harry Maguire because he mentioned something very interesting, our friend there, Simon Stone, in that, would... people don't talk about it, and then I say big up, because at the end of the day, his agency is advising. So what you're going to do about, I got 2 years left on my contract. You got to pay me out. Plus, you got to buy somebody else for my position. Maybe not. Maybe we will have a youngster there, right? Guys, he needs to go. He cannot sit there and stink up the place. He cannot be another. I call it BS, right? If he wants to play for England Euros, Jesus, have some fucking ambition and dignity. Walk out.
Yeah, definitely.
Enough is enough.
I seen a picture with him and the Carvalho training and all that. Training in summer camp in Portugal, ready to fight for my place. But
yeah.
Look,
he's doing Rocky Balboa, like
Rocky Balboa is like there's not wrong. There's not wrong with wanting to be like that and do that. But when you know you're going to be 4th, 5th choice, you may get a Carabao Cup game. You may see out a game come on for the last 10 minutes. If we're just getting pressured and just take out.
But Andy, you should check out this guy Mick Rubinstein's report. It's brilliant. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
To see it. Yeah,
yes. It's on a short on my channel there, Mick Rubinstein. There.
I'll be watching it after before go Bobo.
It's a little short clip about Harry Maguire and the transfer market, right? That's it. May the Schwartz be with you. See, it's all about who's got the biggest ding dong in this situation. You know what I mean? To show, like, But I'm saying that if Ten Hag, don't kid us, right? If Ten Hag managed to get Cristiano Ronaldo out the door, what do you believe that? What doesn't he have any confidence that he cannot get Harry Maguire out the door? If he doesn't want him, he doesn't want him. That's it. He's not going to play him. It's just it. You're not going to play him. That's it. He's summoning. I mean,
look at the hair. Yeah. Look at the hair. That's it.
Yeah. So apparently, he's summoned him and his agent this week to have conversations about his future. To say, either he's going to say, "You're not going with us on the tour. That's it. We don't want you to get injured. We want you to be on the market to be sold. We're not going to play you." And his agent is going to say, "Well, then you have to pay us for breaking the contract." He said, "Whatever. You fix the situation."
If he doesn't go on the tour, then some shit's going down. Definitely. If he doesn't get on that plane,
but the delays as well, like, we mentioned the linkage that, Arsenal still dilly-dallying with the 105 million for, it's not even done for Declan Rice. That money was reported that, West Ham is going to use. David Moyes is going to bring him over.
So they've agreed it, but they've not put him. They've not put the medical through. Has he done a medical, Declan Rice?
No.
So could United gazump it?
They could.
As long as it's not signed, everything is possible.
Hi, Jack. Hi, Jack. How are you doing?
Hi, Jack.
Ding dong. Hi, Jack. It happened, right? Kino weekend. What happened with Kino of the weekend?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Anything could happen, guys. Maguire for Kane plus a few quid. True that. Yeah, true that. Definitely Spurs needs a few. Maybe they can have some of our Deadwood as well, because they have a new manager that needs reinforcement.
Harry Kane, Maguire, Sancho, 40 million.
Wicked. Guys, that we call it bullshit, but I would like to call it the truth. I would like to see that after this week, what will be happening with Harry Maguire. If he doesn't go on US tour, he's toast, pretty much, right? Donny van de Beek, I saw him as well. Like, I still think that he will have a lifeline under Ten Hag. I saw the training picture there. Daddy and son was talking, he was holding him like this. Amrabat is just as good as Rice, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. In my opinion, here.
Regarding,
for my personal opinion, I'm just saying I like Declan Rice. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, fine. I'd rather pay 25 mil for Amrabat than a Declan Rice. That's the thing. And the fact is that Arsenal are looking to offload like Jorginho or, both Jorginho or Partey to get Rice. It's not worth it. Just get 25 million Amrabat. That's it. Having to said that, what else did I miss out that was on my mind? I was just about to say something. US tour. Well, anyway, I forgot. The train of thought left me. What was we talking about before that? Amrabat. I forgot. Anyway, doesn't matter. It will come to me later. So, having to said that, interesting to see, interesting to follow. Amrabat, regarding Amrabat, yes, that was it. Because all I know for now, from a club's perspective, is the main focus is to get Onana in this week. Hopefully, we'll get him this week, right? That is almost here we run, not here we go, here we run. We at Channel, we have a new slogan, here we run, and then move on to the striker, which is Rasmus Højlund. I think that if it's a potential from Amrabat, that will be later on in a couple of weeks' time, and a revisit to a potential, I don't know, another striker maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think first we will go for after the Onana, we'll go for the Højlund, and after Højlund, we will go for a midfielder. That's. But we know we can't do more than one deal at once. That's our club. We move slow.
That's about to change, my dear Jarvis. That's about to change. That's about to change. But trust me, when pundits, reporters are coming out to say that the biggest signing, the game-changing signing for United is Onana, that is like signing a striker. That is a game changer, because if you see the pass accuracy of that guy, short passes, long passes, oh my God. I just tell you that it's a game changer, right? And the team's going to play differently with him and with Mason Mount. And if you add on another, like, Højlund, that's got pace as well. So we will see. It's not going to be a disaster window, but I feel giddy, Andy. I feel giddy for some reason, like a kid in the candy shop. We see.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you mentioned it, but Everton is apparently interested in Anthony Elanga. So
yes.
I saw Fabrizio was mentioning it. So that's one.
Are we talking loan or permanent deal?
I think it's permanent deal.
Yeah, what's it? Everton signed Ashley Young, and they're interested in Tom Eaton. So a couple of oldie boys there. So, but might be a decent move for Anthony Elanga. It's sort of level. He could. Obviously, United will maybe negotiate a selling on fee as well.
Right.
To keep it respectful, and extra couple of quid coming in the coffers in the future. So it's possible, yeah. And it's local.
Gents, before we close off the show, there's one more thing we have to do, and that is the hotometer. All right. Okay, regarding all of everything we talked about, the silly season, the transfer news and everything. I mean, obviously, what is your percentage rating now on Onana coming in this week?
I'll say about 95%, definitely. You might get that delay over the weekend or something. Papers need to be processed, announcements. Like you say with the Mason Mount, we signed him, it was done, but United held back on it because of the pressure and the anger. Everyone's getting pissed off with the takeover. And they go, ooh, and they put this out, shiny new toy. Look at this, look at that. We've signed it. So I think United will be trying to do it again, because there'll be more stuff coming out over the takeover over the weekend. Everyone's going to get absolutely vexed, and United will probably announce it Monday or Tuesday, just before the game in Scotland against Leon. So yeah, I think Monday, Tuesday.
Jarvis?
Yeah, I give it 99%. It will happen.
Ooh, Mr. Conservative.
I'm sure, but not 100. Just leave a little bit.
Leave yourself with some wiggling room, my friend.
Yes.
I told your camp for some reason 99%, and the reason why I'm saying he's going to be part of the US tour. That is the deadline. What I see, right? There's another game we're playing in Edinburgh or something like that, right?
Yeah, Leon. Yeah. Muddyfield.
Yeah, and that's next week, and then we got a fly off to US. So I believe that is 99. I think that we will sign him over the weekend, before the weekend, and then he will fly in, everything, and then we'll pack up his stuff and go on the US tour. That's what I believe. That's two players at least that we have new signings on US tour with the kids. Rasmus Højlund, the same thing, according to my opinion, will speed up, because I think that Ten Hag really is pushing for him. I think that Ten Hag really wants him on that US tour as well. So that's the next target that I will see happen. Right now, what I'm sitting on Højlund is about 65%, basically. It's all coming down to what they're negotiating with. But you will see something quick regarding Højlund as well. What's your thoughts on that, Andy?
I do believe that you say, like I say, Jarvis said it. United can only do one deal at a time. They have the slow pace of a very 1970s office filing cabinets systems and just analysis. So yeah, I think we'll get it done, but it's like a snail or a tortoise taking it nice and slow, and you got like the tail of the hare and the rabbit. You know what I mean? We just take it nice and safe, nice and slow. Oh, we're gonna play it. Here we go, and now we go again, nice and safe.
Big up for Compost. Is going to the game at Edinburgh. Big up for you.
Very good.
Very good. Very good. Jarvis, do you agree? 65, 55, 50, minus 65.
50. I give it 50.
I agree.
Like Hervin Nixon is saying, after today's game, you'll definitely see something quick. Yeah. Okay. That's the only signings that I see as urgent that I might personally believe they will be done before the US tour. That's the thing. That's the aim. And then remaining, the bonus signings will probably come when we are over in US as well, right? Amrabat. It's easy to make Amrabat.
Amrabat before the first he'll play. Do you think we'll get him before the first league match?
Yeah, I think so.
So he'll play against Lens, or he'll play in Ireland against that.
But Amrabat is also depending on, like, you know, if we get a Fred out the door, let's say, that's so easy then to trigger that Amrabat deal. Like, if you can get Fred out for 25 million, instantly you go out and get an Amrabat straight away. Bum. The deal is there for the making. So the outs are very important as well. Like, you know, it's not just the ins, it's but the outs as well, because you got to, you know, replace, at least get rid of Scott McTominay or Fred or something like that to fill in with new, fresh midfielders. We've seen the kids can do the job. Kobe Mainoo is proven he can do it. It's going to be interesting preseason as well. 20 million for Fred, 20 million Elanga, 20 million Henderson, 30 million McTominay. Yeah.
Simple, isn't it? But nobody wants to pay that. Somebody will offer 5 million. Everton will probably offer 5 million for Elanga. And we'll play. Knowing us, where Mugs will take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like ITN is saying we cannot sell for years. Yeah, but I think we're about to change the tide, basically. Like, you know, we all know who we've been for the past couple of decade at least under these bloody leeches, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time we sold a major player was Ronaldo.
Yeah, but when was the last time we signed anyone in June, early? That was actually, hang on, I know,
Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah. Fred should go. What people are saying, it's a lot of people that needs to go, to be honest. Otherwise, they're just going to hinder Erik ten Hag's style of play. That's the thing. The first signing of Erik ten Hag's football is to see that he got rid of De Gea and got the goalkeeper of his dreams. That is the goalkeeper that's going to revolutionize how we play. You know, all of a sudden, the opponent's going to think, how are we going to now manhandle this guy, right? He's a goalkeeper, but we're going to pressure him. If we go mark him, that's going to leave the space up for some forward, like a Højlund, to come up and receive the ball from good long pass from Onana. It's going to be lethal, to be honest. And you got to have fast wingers like Amad Diallo, like Anthony Dos Santos. I believe that Anthony's going to become good. I saw a little bit of a Jadon Sancho today. He looked pretty good, all right, but it still needs, if you're going to stay, this might be the year of the Sancho, the third year. Otherwise, see you later.
Yeah, Sancho syndrome.
Yeah. Sancho had bits and moments, but some people say Madhouse was saying Sancho was shy today. Oh my God, John Holmes' picture.
1970. Wow. Scandinavian.
Listen, it's time to close the shop. Listen, thank you so much for today, Andy. Thank you, Jarvis. You're looking tanned.
Oh, no, I'm sunburned, but it will be better. Give me a week. I will be tan.
Tanned. You guys, Jarvis, where are you traveling on Friday?
Then we are going to Wild Dunes, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
South
Yeah.
Carolina. Yeah.
Yeehaw, boy.
Don't have some fried chicken
Going in the
wings. yeah?
pickup truck? Are you going in and smoking the Bandit Trans Am? You know what I mean?
Oh, I think we're
Sweet.
driving a Lexus.
Ooh,
A
very
Lexus.
nice.
Mm. You know what Lexus stands for?
No.
No, I will tell you. This is a funny story. Lexus is Toyota, if you didn't know, right?
Yeah.
So Toyota tried to break into the US market for quite a while, was unsuccessful. So they did this new branding and they looked at what will sell in the US market. So they came up with Lexus, and Lexus stands for Luxury Export US.
Ooh.
Ooh, now you know something. Luxury Export US. Look it up. Interesting.
Cool.
Lexus. Guys, it's been fantastic stream. Thank you. No bullshit today. We called a spade a spade. Andy, brilliant of you as well. Thank you, Jay. You went to sleep. It's going to be up nice and early in the morning. Friday, we are doing announcement. We're going to do the birthday party. Obviously, midday. I don't know. It depends on Jarvis as well. It's going to be some stream. Hopefully, I pray to Superman. Don't give me kryptonite, guys. If you're watching this, please, if you haven't subscribed, this will be the perfect birthday gift to reach to 15K, right? I don't know how many are. Last time I checked, we were 80 people away from reaching a goal. If you know people that love Manchester United, just tell them to subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. And you will see people like these guys here gassing it up as well.
Yes.
Listen, you've been brilliant, VR. Thank you so much for we had our say, and we are giving back your day. Actually, maybe I should change it. We make your day by having our say, right?
Yeah.
True.
Tell all I won.
Listen, I want to try something new.
Trust in Andy Tate.
Trust in Andy Tate. Andy Tate will not be around Wednesday. He's going on holiday, so hopefully we can see Andy some other time this coming week.
Maybe
as well.
Sunday night. Maybe Sunday night. Definitely.
Maybe Sunday night. Listen, peace, love, bananas. Like and subscribe, and I hope there's been some great Looney Tunes. It's Mick Ruby, MFC Realist TV, Andy Tate, Jarvis Cocker, and it was Jay Daly. Good night, people, wherever you are. Take it easy.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials. That's all.